Hey, what's up, traders? So Bitcoin took the dump. If you didn't watch last Saturday's video, we were discussing the fact that Bitcoin was lacking volatility, and we have two different volatility indicators that I was looking at, and both of those volatility indicators were signaling a potential expansion of volatility. Well, it happened. I mean, it happened almost to perfection. I have the BLX index open up here with the 2050. The two, those are both daily EMAs, and then these two down here are moving averages. The red one is the 200 week. That's why it looks all jacked up because I'm on the daily time frame. And this one down here is the 4-year simple moving average. The reason I have this up is just basically to show you that in Bitcoin's entire history, you can see here that the 200 and the 4-year are almost the same thing, but we'll back this out. I got it on auto so you can basically see that we found support there on in Bitcoin's past. Now, let's be clear here. Past performance is not indicative of future results, but you can see a beautiful test of it right there. And then straight up, we went for the bull run right in through here. We'll get that moved down, right? That's where you made your bear market lows in 2018. And then here's the pandemic, sliced right through it, traded around it for multiple days, and then started to trade back out of it. And then that's basically when the bull market really started. And it was pretty early on in the year of 2020. But a lot of things were happening as the Fed was injecting liquidity and so much other things, right? So we know that's where we currently are again, right? Here's current price action. You can see that on the daily we have blasted through, and on the BLX we have not yet closed a daily under the 4-year moving average, but we have on spot. So here is spot. This actually closed under it there Friday, August the 18th. So yeah, we're under it. We'll see if price can hold this support zone. This support zone is a weekly support right there. There's your weekly support. Now, my thing here is, do we close under the 50 on the RSI on the weekly? If we do, then that means algos are going to be switched on to look for bearish opportunities. Where are the bearish opportunities to look for? Well, this old resistance right there, if you get up that far, which is, not probably going to happen. If this is going to have downside continuation, then we're probably going to see more closes under that 4-year. So the 4-year is not on the weekly. Obviously, I have to set it at 1,460 days. So that's periods. But it has had the 200 and the 400 run pretty similar to one another, and you can see that. I mean, that's probably where a lot of people are going to look to take new selling opportunities on Bitcoin. Simply the reason being is you're still up pretty good on the year. So it is still a very much shortable asset. You can see that currently we're setting roughly at about 58% up on the year. So that's, people will look at that as a shorting opportunity. Now, it's important to understand that Coinbase, Mara, Riot, MicroStrategies, all heavily shorted stocks. I think we talked about that last Saturday as well. I'm not for sure, but they're all heavily shorted. So it does look like the Bitcoin market is now in a very, very a peculiar position. All right. It needs to hold here. It needs to hold here. If we lose this area, your next downside weekly support is going to be around $22,000. By the way, we got that volatility expansion. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So let's go over here to the daily. Let's get rid of the RSI. You are massively oversold on the daily. Let's pull up this volatility indicator. You can see that once volatility starts to expand, it can expand much further. Now back here we got a volatility expansion potential signal, never really happened, right? So we've literally been flat on the volatility expansion indicator. Right here was a new signal. So we took a short on Tuesday right there where it says we got short, right? We literally took a short on Tuesday on this candle here because the previous day on Monday had closed under daily resistance, and it also closed under the 50 on the RSI. So if I come over here, you can see that this was the bullish candle this candle here, it was very important for it to close above the 50, and it did not. So we took a short position, and that short position is up massively. My position currently, even though I did take profits, my position currently is up about, I would say, 150% total on the account. So it was a very nice trade. And we are going to be looking for this to continue to the downside. The reason is simple, because now they're talking about the probability of an ETF for spot Bitcoin being launched in the United States could be as far as still 4 months away. That would put you into December, when we were expecting to hear something about it in by October. So that's not good news. It's not. So hopefully it holds here. Hopefully a lot of people come in here and be like, "Oh, yay, we're right back where we were down here, so we could get long since we missed this run." Maybe that happens, but we're still going to be more looking for the shorts. How far can we go up? Well, something here. I have a trend line pulled up. Let's get rid of the moving averages. They've done their job. You know, on the weekly time frame, you broke below the 21, and whenever you do that, for me, that pretty much marks what could be a potential top for a macro move to the downside. Now, one thing that is interesting about this big move here as well is if we go look at risk assets, you can see they have been falling down. They have been making their move to the downside. Now, this day right here was CPI, right? We took a lot of short positions. I'm sitting in like 5 FX positions right now. I posted all of them on Twitter if you want to go see which ones they are. But yeah, I'm sitting really, really nicely. You can see here are 4 of the positions right now. So yeah, Euro. Yeah, so we took this trade and we took the USD Swissy trade on Thursday's live stream. Both of them are doing pretty good. If we go look at the USD Swissy, we took this trade right here on Thursday. We took it live. We did it live. We got long right there. I put in the entry price and the stop loss price. And we also took a short on Euro. And that trade isn't really working out. You can see if I would have got rid of it when Friday made its low. That's definitely a 2-to-1 risk to reward. That's where you should have taken profits and moved your stop to break even. All right, I still have not taken profits because I was busy trading other assets. I trade options, stocks, futures, Bitcoin, pretty much everything, FOREX. We trade everything. And if you want to learn how to trade it, hit that subscribe button. I do signals now also inside of the Discord for options. I do signals on FX, and if I'm taking a trade on Bitcoin, I do let people know. So we are pretty much doing signals, but we do have a signals room for anybody that wants to start trading options, because options isn't anything that I ever made public about that I knew how to trade, right? I just simply did it on my own. But here is the signals room, and so far you can see I am giving people signals, and they are closing out with profitability. If you want to be a part of the Discord, it's in the description, obviously. So obviously we're very heavily short the market right now. We're going to be looking to sell highs, swing highs. Any move back up in the 27s and 27.5 area, I will be looking for short entries again. So you can too, but it looks bad. It looks bad. I told you on Saturday I did not like this price action, but it did have its higher high and a new higher low. But obviously that was just a trap, because just 5 days later this thing dumped. That's a dump, right? That's a dump. That's what I'm talking about. When Bitcoin are making these little 0.5% daily moves, like where the daily range is literally just like 50%, here you had a candle that from the open to the low was a 12% move. Now we're much higher off the lows now, but this is just consolidation. If you don't start this, like in 5 or 6 days, if this doesn't start to break down again, then maybe I'll say you could potentially be a buyer at 25,929, which is, daily demand, but it's also weekly support. And that's what's holding right now. If we lose that weekly support, just in case I haven't already said it, because I've made multiple attempts of making this video today, and failed every other time. So this is the area where if we break down, if we take out this low right here and get downside continuation, our next downside target would be $22,000. So Bitcoin is definitely moving in the opposite direction that we wanted it to go. Now we were able to capitalize on the opportunity, but still being a big Bitcoin holder, I obviously always want this thing to go up. Now here is the downside gaps that people are looking for to get filled. You can see you got a gap starting roughly at $21,000 all the way down to $20,000 is a gap. And then this gap up here, when we were trading up here, it looked as if though this gap was going to be the one to get filled. Maybe Bitcoin's waiting for the bull market, and then it'll fill that gap. But right now, as far as being up on the year, you are, but you have lost the 200 simple moving average on a weekly closing basis. Unless, like you got, tomorrow's going to be the close. So the weekends hardly have really big moves. So I would expect today and tomorrow just be sideways, and then we'll close under that 200. Will this be a bear trap? It is possible. Like I said, 5-6 days. If it isn't breaking down, then we'll probably look to ease into long positions. But as of right now, we are very heavily shorted this market, and the P&Ls are up nicely. All right, I'm on that options account alone. I'm up almost 10%, and that's total equity percentage. That's not a trade. 10% doesn't sound like much to people, but hey, by the time that account's been open a year, it's going to be much better than 10%. So it will beat the S&P 500. That's a guarantee, or a promise that I will try my best to do it. But anyways, yeah, so we're looking for more downside continuation. The spot that I'm going to be watching for Bitcoin to achieve that would probably be if it could get back up to $28,000. I doubt it can, right? I doubt it can, because a lot of sellers are going to be coming in at 27,414, being that's where the 200 weekly is setting. And then if we pop back to open this, you can see roughly that 4-year simple is setting at 26.6. So you'll probably see selling happen as low as that. So Bitcoin needs to definitely get back above that. All right. But as of right now, your uptrend is broken. It has been broken. So yeah, hopefully you were able to catch that short position and not get stopped out, because when we did take the short position, Bitcoin did make a pretty vicious move to the upside. Yeah, right there. That's where we got short. So you can see that, there was some heat on that short when we took it. It did move more to the upside because we took it on this bullish candle. Let me stretch it out for you guys on mobile. So you can see right here, we took the short, and then hourly ended up closing above, but it just ended up being a trap. And that's where I'm short from. And that's where a few members inside of the Discord are short as well. Hopefully my Trade Talk subscribers were able to capitalize on that. I mean, that's a fantastic move right there. That is a doubling of your account type of move with leverage. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading. If you got any questions, drop them down inside of the comment section. Thank you guys for your time. Have a great weekend.